this is a story that looks at one of our biggest existential fears, which is the fear of death. It asks this big question of what happens after we die. I mean, that's kind of at the heart of the film, is the question of whether or not there's a soul. And our main scientist, our main character, is this atheistic guy who believes in facts and data and evidence, and the last thing in the world he would believe is that there is an actual substantial soul that travels from body to body. But he gets tested with that question. I hope that the film inspires a great deal of conversation and shows that those two sides are not actually that different. If we fast forward, a million years, I think they'll be almost in the same spot on the terrain. Michael Pitt is amazing. Michael Pitt is an actor I've admired for many, many years. I admired him for his fearlessness again, his bold choices, both in the films that he chose to do and always continues to choose to do, and his micro choices within the films. He's always surprising, fearless, and I admire him as an artist. He's the real deal. Yeah, shooting in India was again such a wonderful privilege that I got to enjoy on this film. And the reason I wrote the third act to take place in India is because here we're dealing with science and spirituality. And the particular science we're dealing with is the uniqueness of the eye as an iris scanning. And the particular spirituality we're dealing with is the soul and whether the soul comes back again, right? And India, of all places on the planet, is, for one, those beliefs are taken for granted, the transmigration of the soul. And at the same time, they have a unique ID program, a program to scan every single citizen's eyes in India. It's the only country that has a national program that everybody's eyes are scanned and they create a little ID card. They have that to help facilitate social welfare and allow people to vote more easily. So there's 1.2 billion citizens, I think, and they're all, every day they scan another million Indians' eyes. True. And so I thought, wow, this is the greatest place for the final part of this film to take place. The title "I Origins," it's kind of a play on the question of the origin of the self. I being me, I being the double entendre, I being the I, but it's a question of where do we come from? That big existential question: who am I? It was the same question I was looking at in Another Earth. If one comes face to face with themselves, what does that feel like? How trying to explore who we are, and in this film we try to explore the origin of who we are, how we became ourselves. And I just thought it was kind of a strange, eccentric title. I don't know. It's also a prequel to a bigger film. It is the origin story to another I film, which I can't talk about right now, but yeah.